Give it up for Kristine. And I don't know why I'm talking like this, but I guess every rock station talks like this. It rocks. Coming to a theater near you, Kristine. Do it, girl.
Yeah. Hello, I'm Kristine Knowlton. Am I on? Am I on? I'm on. Okay. I'm Kristine Knowlton. I'm from EHT. That green line is horrible. You know, I'm like, you know, here we go. Now, anyway, so I'm from Egg Harbor Township. I was born and raised in Northfield. You know, it's a great place, you know. Oh, by the way, I hope you like impersonations. That first impersonation was from the Blair Witch. I have a lot more where that comes from. So, you know, see the vest? The vest? Vest? Am I a lesbian? Am I? No, I'm not. I just like vests. So, you know. I bought my trusty box here because, you know, as I get older in life, you know, you forget stuff. So I have CRS, which is can't remember shit. You know, it's one thing, you know, you're going out, you know, it's like, do I have my wallet, my watch? Do I have my pants? No. Crap. So, you know, it's like little things like that. But probably like about a month ago, it might have been sooner because I can't remember. I was going to do laundry, and so it's like I come from the 3rd floor to go to the 2nd floor, and I get there, I'm ready to put it in there. I don't have any laundry. I lost it. I did. I really lost it, you know. But growing up great, during our interview before the show, I don't know if anybody's seen it. Were we live or were we dead on that one?
No,
I'm not sure.
Yeah, we were dead.
We were dead. Okay, anyway, so, you know, it's like, yes, you know, it's like who, you know, what comedians we like and everything. And I had mentioned before the show, when I was younger, my friend Jessica and I, we liked to play radio station. So we would, you know, take all my mom's records and put them on the record player. And one day, I was playing a Red Fox record. And my mother heard, and she came in, she was like, what the hell are you listening to? And I'm like, Red Fox on a Care Bears record player? Because every kid should do that, you know. That one's like right up there with Cheech and Chong, you know. I'm beginning to, yeah, there's a, you know, everybody, you know, in their childhood, they, you know, can't remember it too much. You know, it's like my childhood was actually a blur. My father used to put Budweiser in my baby bottle. So, you know, that was like one of my first words was, Bud, Bud. But no, it's like I toddled over to the, you know, right to the fridge. Actually, I stumbled because I was kind of drunk then. And it's like I opened the refrigerator and I pulled out the beer and popped the top. And, you know, that's when they knew I had a problem. But, you know, like with all kids, you know, experiment with, you know, drinking, you know, cigarettes and all that, you know, by the time I was 10, yeah, you know, everything else was old by then, you know. But like I said, it's like I had, you know, a great childhood and everything. And when it would snow, like our steps outside would get like so icy. And there must have been about like 10 of them there, but probably 6 because I was a kid and everything looked bigger back then. And my mother says, go down the stairs first. And I looked at her like, why? And she's like, because if you fall, I'll have something soft to land on, you know. And since I was an only kid, that was my only job. So, you know, like I said, it's like I grew up in the 80s and stuff where, you know, safety wasn't even a word back then. We didn't have car seats, we didn't have helmets, you know, we rode in the bed of trucks. And I'm not talking about parade, I'm talking about, you know, like I-97 up to Maine, you know. It's what every kid does, you know. I'm going to go to my trusty box here and see what we pull out. Let's see, here we go. Okay, so there's a whole bunch of home improvement shows on TV, and a whole bunch of them, like, you know, flipping houses and stuff like that. So the other day, my fiance and I were driving around, and we heard, you know, the show, they're, flip this house. And I was like, you know what? We should make a smaller, civilized version of that and, condense it where we could do like 500 episodes in a year and call it Flip This Shit. We are going to move shit out of the house. We're going to move shit in the house. We're not going to show you any of that in-between shit. We're just going to show you before and after pictures. And thank you for watching Flip This Shit. That's it, It's like one of those, So you gotta love that. Okay. Big trucks. Like, I know big trucks are, around, obviously people fix utilities and things like that. And they're worker trucks, and I get that. And some of them, for handicapped people, they're, much larger vehicles. But it's those ones that, race up behind you and pass you. And you have to think, it's like, sorry about your penis, because the bigger the truck, the smaller the penis. So my cousin John and I, one day we were out, we were up and down the White Horse Pike, and this was happening to us. Came around, whipped around, and I yelled out the window, "Sorry about your penis," and he was cracking up because he never heard that before. So we finally got the chance down the road, before the strip clubs, to pass this truck, and we were going around, and I was like, oh crap, it's a woman, and I looked, and I was like, sorry about your lady penis, it's like the fun stuff, right? The fun, okay. Okay. Here we go. Okay. Yes, reality shows are great. We're going back to some houses and everything, and I'm really addicted to, the tiny house ones. I call that, when they have a marathon, I call that tiny house porn, It's because, it's like one day, it's like, I want to live in a small box. I don't know why, but I just do, Although, that reminds me, one time a telemarketer called, and they wanted to install new windows, and me being a smart ass, I said, I'm sorry, sir, but I don't have enough room in my cardboard box. And then they never called again, Okay. So, Mike and I, one time, we were doing the laundry. And I look over at him, and he's moving his tongue in and out, like... I look over and say, what are you doing? And he's all like, I'm a reptile. I look at him, I was like, yeah, a reptile dysfunction. To this day, he still doesn't get that joke. It's way over his head. If somebody could explain that to him, that would be great. Because I sure can't. So it's like we go on a lot of crazy adventures together. Like last summer, I was actually a guest at the San Diego Comic-Con. And they were great. Thank you. One nerd. All right. Woo! Rock on, nerds! Okay. Yes. So we were on our way out to San Diego and everything. It was great. They gave us, pro passes in, and, it's like I was part of a panel and all that fun stuff. So it's like the plane trip was great. But how can one airline going to a destination get a 5-star rating? The same airline coming back get a 2-star get 2 stars. It was crazy. We were coming back from San Diego, and first off, we had an early flight, and we were like, we're dragging it, we're not morning people. So we get there, and before we even get onto the plane, we're in the tunnel and everything, and I'm like, who farted? I was like, what the hell? I was like, it's too early for this, man. So we got on the plane and came back, and we were about to touch down. We had one layover. We were about to touch down, wheels this close to the ground, when we went back up. And we were like, okay, what the hell? The pilot comes on. He was like, sorry about that, folks. We almost hit another plane. Oh. I'm like, we almost hit another plane. That's nice to know. That's nice. So we're circling. Finally, 20 minutes later, on a 20-minute layover. So we all get off, and we're all booking it. We're all home aloneing it through the airport to get to the gate in time. That was like the craziest trip. And then on our next half of the adventure, you know, they would have gotten a 3-star, but on the other half of the adventure, they really messed up. Well, actually, the first part they messed up, but the second part, it just threw fire to the flames. You know, so we were sitting on the runway for like, Lord knows how long. The pilot comes on. He's like, I'm sorry, folks. There's a lot of traffic here, and we can't park the plane to let you off. It's like, okay, thank you. I wanted to die today, you know. But anyway, the other day, my mother and I, we went and we played bingo. That really exists, and you know, people know about it. It's still being played. And so we went, let me get the mic stand here. Sorry, I have to be difficult. Okay. Oh! I just killed the microphone. I just killed it. I got it. Thank you. I missed the clip. That was oops. Anyway, good job, Joe. That was a good oops. Yeah. That was a great joke. You know, watching me wreck this place now. You know. Okay, so we're out playing bingo, and you know, afterwards, you know, use the restroom and everything. And you ever, you know, the motion sensors. You know, you go over to get the soap, and you're all like. Please, sir, may I have some more soap? And a little drop comes out. A little drop comes out. Sorry about that. A little drop comes out, and you're still there. Okay, you finally get the soap. You're headed over to the water. Like, okay, challenge 1, done. Challenge number 2, the water. Okay, here we go. Aww. Feels like I'm landing a plane just to try, you know, get that water, you know. It's like, come on. Flashing gang signs. I'm in Atlantic City, by the way. I'm like, you know, it's like, great, you know, it's like, I'm going to die as soon as I leave here. This is great, you know. So it's like, finally, flipping, you know, doing a dance. The attendant comes over and says, oh, I'm sorry, miss, that one's broken. Why do I bother? And some, you know, like the same thing in a bathroom stall. Now I'm going backwards here. You ever get into one and you're, you know, ready for the toilet paper or whatever, and instead of being like nice at a nice side level, it's like either, you know, over here, you know, or it's back. So you're like reaching. You have to be a contortionist to go to the bathroom anymore. So you're reaching. You finally get a square off, you know, and you're like, oh my God, it would have been easier to find the G-spot. Like, dude, like really, you know, that was a workout, you know. Same with getting, I have to get into the bathroom somehow, right? You know, those stall doors that open up part way where you have to go to the one side of the toilet, to the other side, sometimes straddle before you can even get in there. And then you go to lock it and it only half locks and you're like, you know, whatever, you know, I'll become a contortionist tomorrow. But, you know, I think that was enough bathroom humor there, you know. You gotta have a little bit. So, I don't really like to, you know, bash on movies and things because there's a lot of great movies out there. And, you know, one came out particular called Bird Box. I don't know if anybody's seen that or not. Like, this will be a total spoiler. Now, you know, it's like I love Sandra Bullock, you know, as as an actor and everything. But, you know, it's like when you're watching a movie where everything's like, what am I watching? Is that Frankenstein or Helen Keller? That's it. Anyway, so it's like my fiance Mike comes home from work and everything, and he's like, oh, everybody's been talking about Bird Box, and I'm rolling my eyes because I have like no interest in it, and I don't really follow trends or anything like that, or what people are watching on Netflix or Hulu or Amazon Prime, you know, none of that. So I was like, if you want to do it, just, you know, put it on. So we're watching it, and I was like, okay, a few minutes in, Sarah Paulson's in it, and I'm like, okay, it can't be half bad. A couple minutes later, she dies. Oh. That's when we should have shut off the movie. I was like, that movie should have come with a blindfold. You know, it should have been for us. It should have been for us. You know, the only bird box I want to see is from KFC. You know. Okay. So, did you ever get a suspended license? You know, it's like...
Yeah, I just did.
Oh, my God.
Actually, my daughter called me, and she got pulled over because her car is registered with my name, and and she got pulled over, and the cops were like, "Are you my name?" And she goes, "No, that's my dad." And evidently, my license is expired.
Surprise!
And it has been for like 3 months.
Whoopsie! Well, I know when I got mine suspended, I was like totally in shock. All right, because the envelope had on like today's date, but the letter was written like 6 months ago. Like, so it didn't even stand up in court. But meanwhile, my license is still suspended. So I call in about it. I was like, yeah, what do I have to do? You have to go to court. They're like, yeah, just drive yourself to court. And I'm like, I have a suspended license. Yeah, just drive yourself to court. Oh, okay. So I did. And I won because nothing matched up. So woohoo! I beat the system. Like, oh, that was fun. Yeah. That was fun. What else we got here? All right. So it's like I don't have any kids, but I have 2 cats, which I call my kids. You know, it's like one's polydactyl and one's tuxedo. You know, woo. Cat people. All right. Cat people, unite. I can't do. I have like a half a pinky. You know, I'm like useless. You know, it's useless. Anyway, so it's like I have these 2 cats, and they're both hysterical. Like Lucky, who's our polydactyl. One time we were eating Burger King for breakfast. You know, the healthiest of things. You know, and he jumps up on the table, and he goes into the box where you know the little home fries are, and he picks one out with his mouth and puts it on a napkin and eats it. And I was like, he eats cleaner than Mike does. Like, really? But anyway, it's like I know Maddie had said something, you know, about going to hell because of the death sign. Well, I've got a blind joke to follow up here. I don't know about you, but everybody's like, oh, I'm going to hell. I'm going to hell. I might as well have fun anyway. I'm going to hell. But it's like the main reason I'm definitely going to hell, I scared a blind person. And it was on purpose. No, her name was Jennifer Morgan. We went to school together and everything. And she had that really bad eyesight where she had to use one of those round globes to see and everything. I was always very patient and helped her in school. And one day, you know, so we run into each other from time to time. And she has a son and everything. And we were at the Halloween store. You know, where you step on those things and the animatronics, you know, come to life. Well, she was about to do that to her son. And her son was probably only about 5 at the time. So I come from around the corner, and I scared her, and she jumped back and hit me. I was like, I totally deserved that, but I had to do it, you know. There's one thing you should do. If you can't scare your friends, who can you scare? But, you know, it's like, that's my biggest thing, you know. But, you know, it's like, I want to end this, you know, on something funny. I told you, you know, I flew out, you know, to California this past year and everything, and it was great. You know, it's like the time in San Diego was great. And also, did you know right now they have 16 different genders out in California? And if you call someone by their wrong gender, you're going to jail. You know, it's not like, you know, they wear name tags like, oh, I was born a Rob, but now I'm a Roberta, so please refer to me as ma'am or miss. No, they don't have that. So, like I said, it's like I have nothing against genders. You are what you are. As long as you are good at heart, then you are good. You know, it doesn't matter. So it's like, anyway, it's like if I ever make it out there again, and, you know, it's like I run into someone, I'm just going to have to refer to them as, hey, you. Because, like, I don't want to, you know, it's like I don't want to, you know, mess up things, you know. It's like I hate to do that, but it's like how you learn, you ask questions, you know. So, you know, I said, it's like I love all types of people and everything. Woo! So, yes. Woo! So, I was going, we were traveling, you know, obviously from coast to coast. And I just had to, you know, I was looking at stuff that you put in your carry-on bag for the planes, and it's crazy. And it's like, you know, you could actually go camping on a plane. because you can bring a camp stove, an air mattress with a built-in pump, because the aisles aren't small enough. Let's just add an air mattress. You can bring your sleeping bag in your tent, because, where else are you going to put everything, Same with, they allow appliances on the plane, like actual appliances. Like, if Julia Child were to take a plane, she would probably pack, a blender, because, how else are you going to make the margaritas, You got to keep that going. A bread machine, because you're going to need something to absorb, the stuff from the blender. Fresh eggs. With that, you got to have a fork to beat the eggs. And yes, you can take a fork, along with a grater and some cheese, because you're going to need that. Now, live lobster. Like, how would you store a live lobster? It's like, do you just hang them up from the ceiling, or, put them on a coat rack? Or is there a special lobster, compartment? You can also take a microwave. I think that was probably before Julia Child's time, but you can bring a microwave. You got pots and pans, a tea kettle, a tortilla press. You just gotta have that. It's like, we're going to Mexico, we're going with something good on that plane. A waffle iron. You miss breakfast that day. You're flying. I could really go for some waffles. And of course, don't forget your extension cord, because that's something that you totally bring in with you. Artificial skeleton bones. Artificial, like, who's doing that? Who's taking their Halloween props on vacation? And do you have to pay for an extra seat? Is that included? My top one. This isn't the last one, but this is the top one. We're going to start getting good soon. Top thing that you take on an airplane, carry-on baggage, antlers. Antlers. Who is bringing antlers on a plane? I can't bring an inhaler to breathe, but people are bringing antlers. It's like, it's like Santa Claus losing his sled and going, oh, here's the last remains of Rudolph, just put them up in baggage, Yeah, and that way he can come on the plane with us. That's pretty cool. Yeah, and then you could also use, on that subject, Christmas lights. Who's hanging Christmas lights in the plane? Is it for that plane ambiance? Like the smell from the toilet's not enough. You add some light to that. You don't want to see that gas take off. No, you don't. Okay, basketballs, baseballs, footballs, soccer balls, and bowling balls. I can't fly on a plane unless we could bowl, Those aisles are great for throwing balls down, It's not just for the high club anymore. But oddly, you have to store your pins down below. They won't let you carry those on. But that's all right. Okay, now, cremated remains, Again, do they make you buy an extra seat for that? I don't know. I mean, would you want, like, Grandpa overhead, or should we just check him in? That's like the question, like, oh, here we go, we're coming back. Oh, do we have to check Grandpa? Is there a special seat? Oh, we'll put him by the window. He would like a view. Yeah. Desktop computers, okay? Desktop computers on a plane. Like, okay, there's not enough room over top. So, okay, I'm going to put the tower over here. I'm going to put the monitor back there. But where do I put the keyboard? That's going to be the tricky part, man. Like, who's taking a desktop plane on a computer? I mean, on a desktop. Okay, here we go. Let's start on that now. Okay, there goes the brain, right?
Can you take my bath salts?
Yes, and they were good. Oh my God, talking about bath salts. Okay. Before the show, we were talking about, snorting bath salts and everything, and, it was like all this fun stuff, it was like smoking weed, Anyway, but with the bath salts, it's like, they smell great, but I don't know if they would taste great. And I know L'Oreal for Kids used to make a cherry almond shampoo. Nice. And it smelled heavenly, but it tasted like crap. Not once, but twice it got me. Oh Lord, and people are eating Tide Pods. Yeah. Okay, now, like parachutes. Like, I know some airlines are iffy, but really, a parachute, like, you're putting on a parachute, you're going to the plane, the pilot's first day, and he sees you in a parachute, and he's like, I quit. I can't do it. I quit. All right, now we're getting to the good stuff, because, you know, you can take hookahs on a plane, you know. Who doesn't want to just blaze up in the aisle there, you know? Like, pass the hookah. Pass it. Shock collars. Oh, yeah. Mile high shock collar fetish club right there. You know, it's like right there. You got to be, you know, at that altitude, and then all of a sudden, oh, yeah, that's the spot. Oh, wait. Bath salts are good today. Okay, tattoo guns and inks, you know, that's great. You know, you want the pilot to come on and say, you know, thank you for flying our airlines. You know, the seatbelt sign is turned off, and you can enjoy one of our complimentary tattoos. Now, I've got to leave you guys with this one, though. Something on the internet, like everybody, you know, all those memes on Facebook and everything. And this will give you something to think about tonight, which I don't think very often. Like at 9 a.m., I can't think. I don't think. 12 p.m., I don't think. 5 p.m., nope, not happening. Not thinking. Midnight. How do dragons blow out candles? Thank you, everyone.